Good evening, gentlemen. This is Mr. Hill, and I'm back with another Pygame tutorial. Now, I want to do a quick follow-up to the last tutorial I did where we added images. I forgot to add some code to keep the images within the boundaries of the screen. So I'm going to clean some of that up before we move on to intersection. So let's just run the code and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so here we're running it. And you see that my cursor with the mouse is staying somewhat within the screen there. It's dropping a little bit below. But the one I'm more worried about is the turquoise one. So I'm going to move that. And notice if I keep going up, it disappears. Okay, so that's when y is less than 0. And if I go to the left, it's also disappearing. Okay, so there's a little bit of criteria there, and then I'll just kind of check the right side, and I think I'm going to speed this up with code. Hold on a sec here. So right now we're moving by 5. Let's move by 10. Okay, just to speed this up. And then it can look like we're moving things a little bit quicker. We can test it a little bit easier. So I'm going to stop, run it again, and there we go. So now I use my keys, and you can see I'm moving a little bit quicker. Okay, so I'm going to test the right side, and we're moving along here, and okay, and there it's off the screen. Okay, and so I just want to correct some of that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stop this, and we started. I'm going to head down to the code where I added this little comment here where we keep cursor 1 within the borders of the screen. You know, the code that we added for this only watches the right side of the screen. You know, where X is increasing. Okay, so what we forgot, or what I forgot to kind of to show you, is that we also have to look at when X is on the left side of the screen. That's when X is less than 0. So let's add that little snippet of code. So if X image 1, okay, is less than, let's say less than 0, then we're going to set X image 1 equal to 0. Okay, that means that for any values for X, when X is kind of going off the screen to the left, we're just going to keep X at 0 so that it'll stay nestled up against the screen. Okay, and I'm going to do the same for Y. So I can copy this little bit of code and Control C, and this is another reason why adding our naming conventions is really important. Okay, so X image, because we're dealing with Y image 1 now. Okay, Y image 1. And when that's less than 0, we're going to keep our cursor from going out of the screen. So let's check that. Okay, so remember that the first cursor is cursor 1 is our black cursor, and when I move up now, it doesn't go beyond the screen there, and when I move to the left, it doesn't go beyond left. Okay, now this piece over here, that has to do with the size of the screen that's showing, and if you increase your screen size, you should be able to get the screen that big. Okay, that's another issue I think with how this display is working. That's not a coding issue. I have to kind of figure that out a little bit to see how we can properly display the whole size of the screen within Replit, but know that code should be working. Okay, so now I have it done for the black cursor. I just want to do it and make sure that I have the blue cursor set up. So I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to copy all this code. Okay, Control C, and add a Control V, right? And what I'm dealing with now is I'm dealing with X image 2 and cursor image 2. Okay, so I can quickly go through and edit those so that I am dealing with the new image that I've added. Okay, another good reason for having a good naming convention that allows me to quickly reuse the code that I've written. Okay, and this okay, that just reloaded quickly. Sorry, go back down here. We're dealing with cursor image 2 here, and cursor y image 2 to 2. Change these to 2, and this to 2, and x image 2, x image 2, y image 2, and y image 2. Okay, so right now we have all the conditions, and just quickly double check that all those 2's have been changed. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run my code. So we'll see here, I'm just going to move this over a little bit, that the black one is working, and the blue one right now I'm trying to go up, and it's bumping on the top there, and it's bumping on the left, which is good. Okay, so it's keeping me within the boundaries of the screen, and we can try go ahead and test that that right side, and we should end up with the same issue that we did with the black one, where there we're well, there it is. Actually, that's good. Nice. Okay, so that is nice to see. So that code is working. Actually, and the last thing you could check is just going down. So going down all the way for this blue one, just to make sure that it's bouncing. It's going to bounce up when it hits the bottom, and that it stays on the screen. Okay, and there it is again. So it's working. So it's working on all the boundaries within our screen. Okay, now I'm going to stop the video there, and I think that's a nice little way to finish adding images. Now these little bits of code right here are going to come in handy when we're talking about intersection. So I'm going to hit that in the next video, and I hope that helps, and I hope you're doing well, and keep plugging away, and we'll get there. You'll be creating kind of cool little games in no time. Okay? Talk to you soon.